Welcome to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show. Jolt Creativity. Destroy the lie.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show, a special edition ahead of this Futsal Champions Series Final. I'm here with Coach Cody Harrell of Shoreline City, your guys' first year in the league. You made it to the finals. What's it been like preparing for this game this week?
Oh, it's been we've been just excited. There's a lot of attention to detail, a lot of focus, a lot of adrenaline, a lot of excitement. We're just ready to get after it. The guys have been great all week. Adding in a couple extra sessions here and there and whatnot, but just everything we've talked about, right? We've been talking about it since October. This is what it all comes down to, so we've just been really excited, and the attention to detail has been really, really good. So just excited to see how they apply that now.
What players on your squad should everyone be looking out for today to have a big impact?
Yeah, I think it's been well documented. The Mendez trio will definitely be a huge part. I would expect Danny Mazarigos and Shumo Sofuentes to have a big role. Matt Jackson's defense. Aiden's been great in goal. We'll have several role players that give us the hustle minutes. I really do think it'll be a team effort if we're going to get the result we want today. But that Mendez trio and what Shumo Sofuentes and Danny Mazarigos can give us in the attack, that'll be huge. Those guys will definitely play a part in our success today.
On the other side, you have a potent Ole team that is yet to lose in FCS play. They're looking for their 20th consecutive victory in a back-to-back title. What's your guys' approach to slowing them down and coming out with a win?
Just being yourself. I'm a big believer in you want to be prepared, but you don't want to be so fixated on your opponent that you forget who you are. And I think, when you look at it, in the last 2 years, I firmly believe that game we had back in early January, kind of that New Year's Eve weekend, we lost 4-2, 3-2, and then a 1-second PK call there at the end, that last second of the game. We've been the best game they've had in 2 years. So I think a lot of it is just hey, we have nothing to lose. The pressure's on them to uphold their standard for the undefeated streak they have in this league the last couple of years, and a lot of the success they've had. Great players, great guys. I get along with Fabian really well. They've done a great job. But when you talk about what we do between the lines, the pressure's on them. We just got to go out there and be ourselves and stay right between the ears, stay smart, stay disciplined. But, I just ask the guys to just be themselves and don't try to be anything more or less. Just be themselves, and I think we'll be all right.
Awesome. Well, thanks for your time, Coach. We'll see you at halftime.
Cool. Thank you.
You got it. All right, more Jolt Creativity pregame coverage coming up right after this, ahead of the FCS men's final. Everything has boiled down to this one game. Don't go anywhere.
We're NMDP, and we're out here saving lives, relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams. Like Mia's dream of finding a match and pressing play on life, Noah's dream of climbing the ladder, or Zoe's dream of a tiny house and a giant dog. Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people, and the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Go into the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people. And the donor we need could be you.
Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
Welcome to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show. Jolt Creativity. Destroy the lie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show and a special extended edition here ahead of the Futsal Champions Series Final 2026. I'm here on the court with Coach Fabian Rodriguez of Ole. Coach, we made it here, all the way to the final. It's been a long season, but it's kind of felt short. You were telling me before we came on air. What's the preparation been like for you guys this week ahead of this final?
Well, we have a few new concepts and a few new ideas, but for the most part, we want to move the ball and keep their team running, keep their team moving, making sure that we're going the distance, and I think setting that tone from the very beginning is going to be really important. You
know, for people that aren't familiar with these two teams, there's a pretty deep history between a lot of the players, even though Shoreline's a brand new club. The Mendez trio and more on that team facing off against a lot of your guys' players and other Grand Rapids competitive scene. Can you give us a little insight into just how long and how intense this rivalry has been?
I mean, I've known a lot of their guys for a long time. Some of them played with us in the past. I'm not too involved on the soccer side when they compete against each other or like the street soccer stuff, but I know they've been going to semis and finals for many years, and it's always competitive. It's always crazy intense. So I don't think, I think it's going to be the same thing. We're not going to say anything different.
Tactically, Coach, one question that I had for you is for many games this season and last season, we saw 3 full lines of players, and it looks like tonight we're going to be just short of that. What's going to be the adjustment to try to be playing without that 3-line strength?
I mean, it definitely makes a difference, especially when you get to the last 10 minutes of the second half. But nothing changes with us. We're going to keep the same high intense tempo. We think that that's one of our strengths and one of the things that will allow us to create goals from those situations. But nothing changes. We're gonna be a lot lighter than we normally are, but nothing changes.
Well, Coach, 40 minutes of gameplay, and you guys could be hosting that trophy once again for the 2nd year in a row. How does that sound?
Honestly, it's not something that I'm thinking about. For us, it's just going out, taking the game, a minute at a time, making sure that we're doing our job, and defensively continues to be our number 1 priority. And I think if we can do that, we can move the ball around, we're going to create opportunities.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time, Coach. Appreciate it. We'll see you at halftime. We have more Jolt Creativity pregame coverage coming up for you right on the other side of the ad break. Don't go anywhere.
Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people. And the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
We're NMDP, and we're out here saving lives. Relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams. Like Mia's dream of finding a match and pressing play on life. Noah's dream of climbing the ladder. Or Zoe's dream of a tiny house and a giant dog. Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people, and the donor we need could be you.
You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
Welcome to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show. Jolt Creativity. Destroy the lie.
Welcome back, everyone, to Lansing, Michigan. We're here in the Lansing City Arena ahead of the FCS Finals. Shoreline City versus Ole Futsal. I'm here with Aaron Gamas. Aaron, you guys have been the dominant force in the FCS up to this point. What's been keeping that going and keeping the engine running so that you can stand here undefeated looking for your 20th consecutive win?
Like you said, I just think it's domination from the entire team. All our three lines, it doesn't matter who's starting, and I think it's a next man up mentality that we always have, no matter who's coming off the bench.
What can you tell me about you guys defensively, one of the most organized and solid defensive teams? How do you get that done?
I mean, I think it's something that we've been working on since last season, and I think it shows statistically, and we know what to do offensively, so I just think the main game plan is, like you said, defensive work.
You know, it seems like both these teams know a lot of players on the other side.
Yeah.
What can you tell me about the history between the players that'll be facing off today?
I think it's going to be a really good game today. Like you said, a lot of people from both teams know each other, and it's going to be quite difficult when you know somebody knows how you play, from not just from playing against each other quite frequently.
Yeah, well, I know we're excited to see you guys play. 40 minutes of game time. You guys could be lifting up that trophy for the second time. How does that sound?
I think we got it in the bag, man. I just got to be honest.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time, man. Appreciate it. I'll let you get back to it. We have more Jolt Creativity pregame coverage coming your way right after this. Don't go anywhere.
We're NMDP, and we're out here saving lives. Relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams. Like Mia's dream of finding a match and pressing play on life. Noah's dream of climbing the ladder. Or Zoe's dream of a tiny house and a giant dog. Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people, and the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your...
Welcome to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show. Jolt Creativity. Destroy the lie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lansing City Arena ahead of the FCS Final. We made it here. Alex, how does it feel to be standing on this floor competing for the title today?
No, man, excited. You know, we worked really hard all year, and you can tell. I mean, it's first and second here. That's how it should be. I think the two top teams should play that final, and I mean, we're both ready to go, I think.
You know, I asked this question to a couple of the other players and coaches about the history between the players that are playing. Can you give us a little snapshot for those that don't know, just the rich history of the competition between the players out here tonight?
No, yeah, back in Grand Rapids, you know, both teams are from there. Muskegon's from Muskegon, but, you know, a lot of Grand Rapids players are playing with Muskegon. We see these guys all the time, you know, playing at, you know, Hispanic League or even futsal on a cement court, you know, with the Soccer Rebellion and indoor soccer as well. So, you know, it's always going to be a good match against them.
What do you think, you know, this game, how have you been feeling all week preparing for it. What's that been like for you guys?
No, well, we already played them once. We went back, definitely looked at some film and see what we could do better, to prepare for the game.
Well, it looks like you're getting that warm-up in already. I'll let you get back to it. Thank you so much, sir. We're going to have more Jolt Creativity pregame coverage right around the corner. We have a very excited FCS Finals match. I hope you're excited. I know I am. It all comes down to this one game to lift the trophy. More coverage coming up right after this.
We're NMDP, and we're out here saving lives, relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams. Like Mia's dream of finding a match and pressing play on life, Noah's dream of climbing the ladder, or Zoe's dream of a tiny house and a giant dog. Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people, and the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people. And the donor we need could be you.
You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
We're NMDP, and we're out here saving lives, relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams. Like Mia's dream of finding a match and pressing play on life, Noah's dream of climbing the ladder, or Zoe's dream of a tiny house and a giant dog. Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people, and the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people. And the donor we need could be you.
You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
We're NMDP, and we're out here saving lives, relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams, like Mia's dream of finding a match and pressing play on life, Noah's dream of climbing the ladder, or Zoe's dream of a tiny house and a giant dog. Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people, and the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the Pod Escape Room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people. And the donor we need could be you.
Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
We're NMDP, and we're out here saving lives, relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams. Like Mia's dream of finding a match and pressing play on life, Noah's dream of climbing the ladder, or Zoe's dream of a tiny house and a giant dog. Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people, and the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea.
Welcome to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show. Jolt Creativity. Destroy the lie.
We're NMDP, and we're out here saving lives, relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams. Like Mia's dream of finding a match and pressing play on life, Noah's dream of climbing the ladder, or Zoe's dream of a tiny house and a giant dog. Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people, and the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people. And the donor we need could be you.
Welcome to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show. Jolt Creativity. Destroy the lie.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Futsal Champions Series Final. Here it is, Chris, the FCS Finals trophy. We made it to the day. All season comes down to this one game. I'm Jared Cup along with Chris Fernandez, bringing you the action tonight. Ole Futsal, the #1 team, has not lost yet, Chris, and they're taking on a very competitive and very talented Shoreline City side.
I mean, we just finished the women's championship, #1 versus #2. Right here, the #1 and #2 teams in the men's division. You can hear the crowd. I can barely hear myself. I can barely hear you. This is going to be an epic final, probably the best in FCS history. I can't wait to get started.
The fans have started to pour in. They're filling out the sides here at the Lansing City Arena. Should be a super exciting environment. Let's talk a little bit about these two teams, a couple of key players. First, for the home side, Aaron Gomez, what can you say about this player? He leads by example, and he is a menace on both sides of the floor.
He is an absolutely unbelievable two-way player. We talk about his offensive prowess, but his ability to go from court to court and refuse to give up on a tackle is a key reason why Ole has been so successful in these past 2 seasons.
And one of the players that is the best with the ball at their feet in the league, Jair Real. He can make players look silly.
I mean, the last name says it all. This man is Real for real, across the board, however you want to pronounce it. He is an absolute beast, a bulldog across the board, and a big, big reason why Fabian Rodriguez's boys are here at the top of the table and looking to defend.
And of course, Captain Cesar Alayo, also one of their key players. He's a leader on their team, which they're going to need without Lito Esquivel tonight.
Listen, this team is so loaded in depth out there that they have 4 or 5 wingers that would start on any club in the FCS or any other club in the United States in general, and he is indeed the definition of a general, leading this team out here, trying to get a 2nd ring in a row.
Can Ole do that and complete 2 undefeated seasons in a row, this time being completely perfect, and win 28 consecutive games? Or will Shoreline City have something to say about it? More about them on the other side of the break.
Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people. And the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas.
Welcome to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show. Jolt Creativity. Destroy the lie.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Jolt Creativity Pregame Show, the final one of the season here ahead of the FCS Finals. Jared Cup, Chris Fernandez bringing you the action tonight. Wow, we are so excited for this one. It is lined up to be a dynamite final, Chris.
I actually feel underneath my feet the ground shaking from all the noise being brought here from the Ole and Shoreline faithful. The atmosphere here in Lansing City is amazing, and this game is a perfect tilt of what that energy is going to be like all night long from the opening whistle to the final buzzer. It's going to be nuts.
Well, you know, these two teams have a lot of familiarity across the teams. If you aren't aware, a lot of these players know each other and play each other frequently in competitions related to futsal, soccer, and that kind of thing. We talked about Ole. Let's talk about Shoreline City. Really comes down to 3 key players that we've seen have a huge impact, and they're all related, Chris. First, let's talk about the pivot, Alex Mendes. They play off of him so beautifully, and the way that he has assisted goals this year and scored them has been tremendous.
The man's an absolute stud, MVP candidate every single time he steps on the court. This family affair between the 3 of them is unbelievable. 25 goals between the 3 out here. And Alex in particular has just been a star and gives goalkeepers nightmares across the board.
And his brother Aldoni, one of the most veteran players in the league, and he plays like it. He makes very crafty moves. You think maybe you have an edge on him in speed, and all of a sudden he's using his body. He gets by you. He can just do what he wants to do sometimes out there.
You know what? That's the kind of player where if you give him a nickel, he's going to take $10 off you. He is so explosive. His lateral movement is unbelievable. When he plays together with his brother and his nephew, it's almost unstoppable.
And you talk about the last Mendez trio, the nephew Chris. He came over actually from Ole. He played for Ole last year, now joining his uncles, and he is an outstanding fixo. He really anchors their back, and he's one of the players you love to have on your team. He gives it his all both sides of the floor.
You said everything you needed to say about Chris. He is unreal, and now playing with his family out there, feeling a little bit more comfort, having the ability to be confident, to try and take big risks. We've seen nothing but rewards that he's delivered for this Ole team. As you said, 28. They're going for 28 in a row, and it's because of these three Mendezes that are really making that difference, and I can't wait to get started and see what they're going to do today.
Well, can Ole make that 28 in a row? Will Shoreline put an end to it and claim the crown? We're going to find out shortly. The crowd is getting ready for kickoff. Announcements are next. We'll see you on the other side of the ad break.
We're NMDP, and we're out here saving lives, relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams. Like Mia's dream of finding a match and pressing play on life, Noah's dream of climbing the ladder, or Zoe's dream of a tiny house and a giant dog. Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people, and the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Stop it.
Welcome everyone to the Lansing City Arena for tonight's Futsal Champions Series Final. Ole Futsal, the #1 team, looking to go back-to-back and be perfect this year and get 28 wins in a row versus Shoreline City, the challengers from Muskegon, who have been competitive all year. It's the #1 versus the #2 for the championship. We're going to take you to the court, and we'll have starting lineup introductions, coin toss, and the kickoff. You're going to want to stay right here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lansing, Michigan. We're here in the Lansing City Arena for the Futsal Champions Series Final number 1, Ole Futsal. Looking to go back-to-back, undefeated, and this time, perfection is what they're trying to get. Never losing this season. Could be their 28th consecutive victory and back-to-back title. They're facing number 2 Shoreline City, who have given them a great match already this year. As we see the captains approach for the coin toss, they're the challengers in the white and pinstripes versus the black and red stripes of Grand Rapids. I'm Jared Kleppo alongside Chris Fernandez. Good to have you guys here with us tonight. Chris, this is the number 1 and the number 2 team in the Futsal Champions Series. If you're a fan, this is what you want to see.
This is exactly what you wanted on the menu, and this is exactly what the chefs at the FCS have cooked for us, and it is going to be something truly special here at the Lansing City Arena, which is at complete capacity for these 2 big teams, and it is going to go real hard, real quick, all the way to the end. Shoreline really want to give that first loss to Ole in 2 seasons, but we all know Ole have been the target of every team in this league. No one has been able to crack this nut, and we're going to see if they go back-to-back tonight.
Well, that's what they're shooting for. They're going to have a little bit more thin of a lineup than we normally see them. They're usually out here with 3 complete lines. It's one of the biggest challenges. So maybe that's an advantage for Shoreline. You know, you could say one of the strengths of Ole being that 3 lines, but they're full of talent. And let's be honest, Chris, both sides have some potency in their play.
I think offensive potentness is absolutely an understatement. We all know it. We got the likes of Daniel Diaz and Cesar Alayo Guerrero sitting on Ole, and not to mention Shoreline. We talked about the Mendez brothers and their nephew Chris, but don't forget, Danny Mazariegos as well has been absolutely solid. This match shall be epic.
Starting lineups for Ole: Mendoza, Vasquez, Diaz, Real, Jair, and Marcos Real is how they're going to start for Shoreline City. It is Aiden Hanchin in goal. The 3 Mendez trio, Alex Aldoni and Chris and Danny Mazariegos, is how they will begin. The ball has been set. The whistle has been blown. The Futsal Champions Series Final. Aldoni looking for an early ball into Alex. It's going to go all the way to Frankie Mendoza. In that neon green, he's been such a good keeper for Ole in his tenure there. An early foul here from Alex Mendez. Puts Vasquez to the ground.
I was going to say opening minute, it was really aggressive pressure by Shoreline out there, but they're going to have to be very aware of that. We've seen them foul out in the past, and they got to avoid this fouling first in the first 30 seconds.
What an environment here we have at the Lansing City Arena for the Futsal Champions Series Final. Ole returning as they did last year when they came out champions over Midwest. This time Shoreline City come from Muskegon to challenge them. Highlighted by the 3 Mendez trio, Chris, the nephew, Alex and Aldoni, the brothers, and a supporting cast that has improved dramatically through this season and has brought them to where they are today. A diagonal is interrupted by Jair Real. Trickster with the ball at his feet, and it's won by Aldoni. Double comes, tries to go down the line, and he'll draw the first foul against Ole.
All it's taken is a $110 for both teams to get their first foul. They want to make a statement of intent immediately off the bat, but they're going to need to get off some of the physical nature because these refs aren't going to take any nonsense.
Chris will get things going again. Aldoni, Mendez to Mazariegos. Back to Aldoni, Ole. Going to be pressuring high here in a man-to-man. Mazariegos bumped backwards. Ball in, looking for Alex. It's going to roll all the way to Mendoza. Low press from Shoreline. Jair able to skip up the floor, finds Alayo in the center. Now is Johan Vasquez. Back to Real. Pressure increasing from Shoreline. They made their first sub of the day. Jareth Alvarado, number 22. First time we've seen him this year for Shoreline. Lyle looking up for Vasquez. It bounces to him. He's going to challenge Hanchett, and he makes the save by the skin of his left shin.
Hanchett's really come into his own this season. As it's gone on, he's just gotten better and better in net for Shoreline, and a key reason why they're here in the final.
Now Ole in the high press. Trying to go down the line was number 4, Nestor Bravo. And Ole will make their first line change. Aaron Gomez to the floor, Gabe Villagomez, who was the hero the last time these two teams met. A hat trick and a direct goal off of a free kick that was beautifully taken for the go-ahead goal. He's on the floor, number 17. He's got it right here.
You can see these transitions and rotations opening up real quick now for Ole with those fresh legs.
Pressure from behind is a foul. Nestor Bravo committing it. Villagomez passes it to Martinez. Along with those 3 for Ole, it's Marcos Real. Diagonal looking for Martinez is off the mark from Gomez.
You can see Ole just looking to slice and dice across diagonal passes. And in that circumstance, they didn't get it, but they're going to be attacking that all game long, that's for sure.
I didn't realize, Chris, at the beginning of the year, but I think to play in the 2026 finals, you have to have stripes on your shirt.
It seems to be the case out here.
Ole in the red and black stripes, and Shoreline with the pinstripes. Looking like the Bombshell Bombers from the east side of the state.
I love those pinstripes, I can't lie.
Yeah, east side of the country, I should say. Ball into the people spot, headed away by Martinez. Working for it was Marcos Real. Shoreline come away with it. Here is Jareth Alvarado. Down the line. Found Bravo. Bravo coughs it up. Villagomez. Quick man. Sliding Chris Mendez. And a celebration right over him. He'll receive a word from the official, and there it looks like they're going to be on top of that one tonight.
That was a great move by Villagomez to exploit some of that center space out there, but make no mistake about it, Mendez came in, made the tackle, and he wanted to make sure he knew he was going to be on all game long with that fist bump, letting him know.
Explosiveness from Villagomez on clear display with that one.
You can tell Chris Mendez is absolutely pumped for this final tonight.
It's like all the fans in here, we're standing next to each other and shouting at each other, Chris. This is what an exciting environment for an FCS final.
I love it. If you've never been to a futsal match, it's a fiesta. You can hear it behind us. Don't take our word for it, but you got to get down next season and check out this FCS, any division, any age group, but this men's final really is the pinnacle. It is the crown jewel, and you can tell why. Futsal is the fastest growing sport in the United States today.
Shoreline putting it in the back, looking for Alex Mendez. Martinez defends it. He's going forward. Cleared away by Chris.
Solid, a good job by Mendez to close down that remaining space. You just look at his eyes. He's absolutely focused like a predator in the jungle is Chris Mendez. This man is locked and loaded in.
Martinez will go back to his keeper. High pressure continues for Shoreline. Villagomez exploding, finds Gomez. Forced backwards to Marcos Real, getting a pick inside. Down goes Alvarado. Wanted a foul, no call. Alex Mendez is going to get a talking to from the official here.
And they're going to take Alvarado off after he had some very strong words for the third official. You need to calm down, be cool and composed. That's going to be the edge in this match.
Shoreline City now back to their starting lineup, except Shumo Cifuentes, number 18. Aldoni was looking for a foul, won't get one. Now here's Cifuentes. Stolen by Gomez, back heel, nice touch, Marcos Real. And back to Gomez, who settle it. And a whistle against Aldoni Mendez. He's going to get a yellow right here.
And he
gotta be careful.
really needs to be careful out there. One thing's for sure is these two refs, I know them very well, very experienced, having a lot of high-level men's games, particularly Jonathan Rapsamakis over here. He has done enough, and if they keep chirping like that, that could result in a real serious ejection out there sooner than later.
4.5 minutes in, our first yellow card, and it's for dissent. After the foul committed by Shoreline, 3-1 on the shot foul count, and Cesar Martinez stands over it. Goes to Villagomez. Roll inside shot blocked by Alex Mendez. We're here in the Shoreline chance for the first time today. A shot at the near post. It's just wide for Marcos Real.
Yeah, they're going to come off for a quick sub. One thing we're seeing right now from Rodriguez is he wants fresh legs on that court at every single moment and try to exploit Shoreline.
Ball inside to Alex Mendez, able to get it out to Aldoni, and he collides with J.R. Real. The official will quickly come in.
And Aldoni Mendez needs to really calm down. He's already on a yellow card, and it hasn't even been 5 minutes into the first. It would be an absolutely paramount loss if he gets ejected for losing his cool.
They absolutely cannot afford that. A core component of this team. He'll take the kick in. Finds Chris. Fakes the first time shot. Finds space. Martinez with the block. Goes into the corner. Tries to get it out of bounds. Instead, it's to J.R. Real. Toe poke. Won't have enough pace on it to challenge Hanchett. Ole have made their line change back to their starting four. Only one time these two teams have met. It looks like we're going to have our first instance of video support. We'll check on what it is.
And I'm wondering if they're trying to look for a second yellow on Aldoni Mendez. Seems to be a little bit late of a call on that, but we will know momentarily. We knew this game was going to be testy. But again, these teams really need to calm down. They want to take that trophy. But with only just 5 minutes and pretty much 19 seconds gone into the first, it has been a testy affair, and these referees are experienced. They don't take any nonsense. They have seen it all.
This is a challenge from Ole for possible violent conduct on the near side. I think it was that play with Aldoni Mendez, so they're going to take a look. And this, as we mentioned, would be astronomical loss for them.
I mean, you sit here, he's got 14 goals, 21 points on the season. He's one of the top goal scorers of the league out there, and he works so well with his brother and his nephew. I mean, this would be just absolutely huge and a big turning point in the game if this is indeed deemed a second yellow and an ejection.
A reminder of video support, each team receives a challenge each half. If they win the challenge, they keep it, and they can continue to challenge. If they don't, they lose their ability to challenge. The video evidence must be clear and conclusive to overturn a call. Well, Aldoni Mendez already on a yellow, but I don't believe it can be reviewable for a yellow. I think it can only be reviewable to be straight violent conduct. If I'm not mistaken, that's like one of the things that can be, of what can actually be challenged.
Well, I was wondering maybe if he used his left leg to kind of kick out when he was taken down. There was a collision, perfectly legal there.
It's probably right around here.
Ooh, did the bottom of his foot hit the face of Ole's player. Oh, here's a great look.
Fans reacting in-house to what we're seeing on the screen here.
That left forearm looked to go first, and then the legs come up. And the referees are intently discussing this.
They know it's a big decision.
Oh, this can change the entire dynamic of this championship.
two number 10s chatting it up in the middle there, Cesar Alayo and Alex Mendez. A brief interruption here.
Both double digits in goals. They both have a great rivalry, but very friendly rapport with each other. They've known each other from outdoor, from futsal, and everything in between.
So just awaiting on the official's decision now. Still 0-0 here after 5 minutes of play. Players eager to get back onto the court.
We see Hanchett in goals, really coming to his own, as we talked about. 3-1 during the regular season. He's second in the league in goals against with a 3.16 GAA. And number 1 is his counterpart tonight, Frankie Mendoza.
Both goalkeepers have been key in their play today. So the officials are here now discussing the final decision. And we will have the announcement here. And the challenge is unsuccessful. Nothing the officials saw there to warrant a straight red card. Play will continue with Aldoni Mendez in the game. I was going to say on the floor. He just took a break.
Well, that's
but
a
he will be
big
involved.
Sigh of relief on that Shoreline bench. You cannot lose a player of that exceptional caliber. But you know what? If it was called, then you got to blame him on it, because he's been hot these first couple of minutes. He's got to really simmer it down and make sure he gets zoned in.
You can see the confusion from Coach Fabian Rodriguez. He definitely thought otherwise. Play will continue here. Emotions already rising high. We're barely 5 minutes into this match, Chris.
Nah, we knew it was going to be intense.
Alayo to the ground, pokes that one away.
He's great. We talk about his offensive prowess with 10 goals on the season, but he's just so smooth and silky defensively, as we just saw there with that slide tackle.
Cifuentes goes to the other side. Alvarado up the line looking for Alex. Holding it up and wins a kick-in.
Getting that 5 meters Shoreline we're asking for.
Ball put out of play. And Ole will take over.
There is not a seat to be found in the house here in Lansing City Arena. What a great, great final.
Shoreline pressing up. Ole able to handle it. Frankie Mendoza going long. Headed back by Alayo and out for an Ole kick-in. Back to Mendoza they will go. Jairi out. And it seems like we've had our first quiet moment of the whole game, Chris. Fans and players settling in. Feels as if the play that forms now in the next 7 or so minutes is going to be critical for the rest of the game.
Oh, the suspense is as thick as a brick, and it's absolutely imperative. Whoever scores the first goal can utilize that momentum to go forward and keep pressing out there and really calm the nerves. That is perfectly natural in a championship match.
Aldoni Mendez gets by one, can't get by the second. Chris with a fake. Ball escapes his grasp. Villagomez shielding it, does well. A ball in to Danny Diaz and just a little too hot.
There's a lot of arms up in the air. When you got those elbows at a 90 degree, you know, you're going to leave the referees really discretion to see if it's a foul or not. These guys are really going to have to just calm it because it has just been nuts so far.
That ball goes nowhere for Shoreline. Ole will take over in the back. Mendoza offering an option, and he'll go to Aaron Gomez. Down the line, Ifataroti puts it in for him. It escapes him. Now Shoreline looking for an opportunity forward themselves. Aldoni gets by one. Back post, can't make it in there. Ole now with a chance. Villagomez will slow it down. Aldoni had 2 players in the arc there. As this shot from Aaron Gomez coming across his body goes wide.
He is revved and ready to play. You just see him absolutely focused across the board, and his explosive initial first steps really going to cause some headaches for Shoreline.
Hanchett not on the same page as Nestor Bravo, and he'll throw that one all the way over the corner. And a kick in for Ole deep in their own territory. Matt Jackson's been in defensive strength for Shoreline this year. Ball into the pivot spot, Bravo turns. Back to Mazariegos. Hanchett sends a long one right to Mendoza. He's going to fire it right back. He won't catch him off his line. It's wide anyways.
Risky business by Hanchett to go out. And Mendoza, this man is undefeated in goal for Ole, but also possesses a great ability to score on those open nets.
He's only got 9 goals against him. And
that's
I'm sure
a ridiculous stat, isn't it?
Yeah, and I'm sure if we asked him about it, he would probably give a lot of credit to the defense in front of him. And a late whistle here against Shoreline. That'll be their 4th foul of the match.
That's it. Matt Jackson, for being a big anchor defensively, has the ability to come up, and he loves taking shots on target out there.
Aaron Gomez working with TJ Ifataroti.
Great work by Jackson, but not able to hold on to that.
Ifataroti with it, finds Gomez. Ole will show patience here. Now looking up to the pivot spot, TJ Ifataroti. Martinez will take it to the corner, ball across, kicked away by Hanchett. At the foot of Aldoni Mendez, trying to outlet to Alex. He's able to turn, a little chip right back to his brother. Aldoni got there, Mendez goes down. Clean play, and he'll help him up.
I was going to say it was a solid effort by Martinez to get back, but he couldn't control the ball and almost caused an opportunity of Shoreline to crack this 0-0 scoreline.
Ball out to Gabe Villagomez. A nice diagonal. Great run from Martinez. And Danny Mazariegos will take care of it.
That was a brilliant pass by Villagomez to get across and give an opportunity.
Villagomez first time. Trouble for Ole. The shot is saved by Mendoza's ankle.
And that was definitely the most dangerous opportunity of the game so far. But it's amazing watching Frankie Mendoza in net. He makes saves look so easy when that was so dangerous in the 1v0 situation.
The attack coming from number 22, Jareth Alvarado. Now off the corner. Alex Mendez at the center circle. And a shot from long range kicked away by Mendoza.
The man is absolutely on point.
That's his 3rd save of the night. A nice turn from Alex on the ball in from Chris. He's pushed away from the goal. And did he get? Wow. I think we might see a challenge here soon. I don't know, but it's Gabe Villagomez.
who puts it away immediately. And you can see Shoreline are absolutely furious about what they deem to be the missed call out there. They thought it should be a penalty. They didn't pay attention, and then just like that, Ole absolutely capitalized with that long shot that beats Hanshin. A very uncharacteristic beating out there because Hanshin usually gets low to stop him, but brilliant stuff. And Ole up 1-0.
An absolute arrow from Gabe Villagomez. We're having a discussion from Coach Cody Harrell here and one of the officials. I think maybe they want to challenge the previous play. And they will challenge it.
I mean, why not? You'd negate a goal if that was the circumstance out there, and you get one per half. You got to go for it if you're Shoreline.
So pretty clear what's happening here. I believe Shoreline City thought Alex Mendez got taken out in the box, and Chris, from our angle, they might have something to say about it. We'll see what they come up with in video support.
Everybody's a critic, everybody's a ref, but, you know, there was some contact there. I think there was some space to have another look out there. I think it's a great call by Shoreline. And honestly, if this call does go their way, it erases not only that goal, but it looks to be almost a PK if that's going to be turned around. It would be a real pivotal moment in this match if that happens.
So our second instance of video support this half. We'll take a look at what the officials are looking at right now. Here was the nice ball in and a great first touch.
And Mendez did a great job.
Stepping in from the corner. Wow. The fans reacting to what they saw on the board. This was that goal that we saw. The fans erupting.
It's a masterful strike by Villagomez. He'd be almost ashamed to overturn it, but the rules are the rules. The refs were saying that it went out for a goal clearance, but that ball was still in bounds.
Yeah.
No question about it.
I think there's two questions. One, is it a foul? And two, is it inside the arc? You know, from what I can see, it looked like he made a lot of contact with the left leg of Alex Mendez.
And he doesn't go down early. Mendez isn't known for that. He's a big guy. He knows how to control it.
The step in right here. That's a little bit blocked by Mazariegos, which it does have to be clear and conclusive, so.
Well, the refs are certainly going to do their due diligence in checking every angle, making sure that this is textbook FIFA laws of the game. And if this is turned around, I mean, what a great challenge by Shoreline. Quite possibly the best challenge of the season if it is overturned.
Yeah, and I mean, it looks like Alex was in, you know, he was in the penalty arc, but then if the foul is deemed to be a foul, Caesar kind of was on the edge. It's really hard to say which way this would go if it is a foul.
Absolutely, and that one angle that we really thought was going to be conclusive, we had a little bit of block from Mazariegos coming in. So it's going to be real interesting to see what these two referees come up with.
Fans eagerly awaiting, as well as Coach Cody Harrell.
And both referees, Jonathan Rapsumenekis and Nick Vahedas, really going to take their sweet time on it. They've done men's games all across the CONCACAF region. And there's no bigger platform than the FCS men's title game. And this call really is going to change the dynamic, and we're pretty much at the halfway point here in the first. What an opening 10 minutes.
And here come the officials. The challenge is unsuccessful. The goal stands. So both teams used their challenge in the first half early. There'll be no more challenges initiated by the teams in this half.
And you just see both Alex Mendez and the rest of the team just smiling. They can't believe the call. And all you got to do right now is just brush it off. That's it. It's only 1-0. Plenty of time to play. We know Ole's tough. But Shoreline, there's a reason why they're here in the final.
Aldoni Mendez is going to get it whistled here. It's going to be a second red card.
Wow, the game
yellow.
has just changed. A monster loss, Jared, for Shoreline. They lose Aldoni Mendez to his second yellow, and now Ole with a man advantage for 2 minutes. Unbelievable stuff here at Lansing City Arena.
Aldoni Mendez can't believe it. I think we might have a replay of it, but I think what the official might have seen, because I thought I saw it too, is kind of after the play, he had his arm kind of hanging back and grabbing in the face area.
Absolutely. We were talking about how these guys were playing with all their arms up, and you can't allow your palms and your elbows to be up because you give the ref discretion to really call you on it. And now they just lost their second leading point scorer and an absolute pivotal part of this team. Huge loss for Shoreline.
Let's take a look at it. Down the sideline, there's the arm that came around his head. You can see it right there.
And just completely unnecessary, only hurting the team.
There's the arm that came up right there. Hard to argue with it.
You can. It was almost a borderline clothesline. That stuff reserved for the WWE, not the FCS.
So Aldoni Mendez will exit. 2 minutes of a power play for Ole. A man down for Shoreline. They can put their fourth court player back in at 7:45 on the clock, or if Ole score.
This is one of the most brilliant rules in futsal. You're going to see some real loose play now by Ole as they look to double up their lead. And they got all their smoking guns on the court right now.
And a tall task to defend this dynamite offense. A man down. And I kind of missed it, Chris, in the mix of all was going on, but Shoreline now in the penalty. That's their fifth foul.
That's it. It's unbelievable. Fouling out in the first half of the first half is absolutely wild in the championship.
Ole going to be patient with it. Jair thought about it. He'll find Alayo. Toe poke. Bounced around and over the end line. Corner kick for Ole. Nearly 1 minute gone in this power play. Shoreline really compacting that defense. A pick, and it gets by Hanchett. Jair Riel puts Ole up by 2.
And that's exactly what Shoreline did not want to happen. Hanchett, you could see him going back and forth, talking to Chris Mendez about the positioning, and they're really just a miscommunication as we take another look at that goal. You see the marking, Mendez talking to Jackson after about who was marking the guy over here, but the shot came over from the right side, and just like that, 2-0.
Two goals may not seem like a lot, especially in futsal, but I can tell you this is a mountain that Shoreline is looking up at with the exit of their most veteran leader, Aldoni Mendez, and being down 2-0.
And it's not even just losing Aldoni Mendez out there. He's just such a pivotal piece of this team. And now you have Alex Mendez and you have Games. You have all these players out here on the court, you know, that have a similar style, but losing Aldoni reduces the effectiveness of Alex Mendez and Brian Gomez, and of course, Chris Mendez as well. This really brings everybody down on Shoreline.
Matt Jackson goes down, wanted a call, not going to get one. Hanchik comes out the top of his arc and almost kept in by Mazariegos.
We talked about Mendoza, 9 goals allowed in 8 games. It's not even, it's just slightly over a goal a game, and now they're down by 2. This is a real tough task for Shoreline, and they're going to need to compose themselves. You wonder what's going to happen, what adjustments are going to be made by the coaching staff to get them to swing the momentum back in their favor.
Shoreline on the attack. Now Ole with possession. Vasquez looking for a diagonal. Finds Cesar Martinez. Marcos Real will reset it through Johan Vasquez. Martinez, nice play to get down the line there. Vasquez will follow it back up, another try. Hanchik keeps him out.
And it was a valiant attempt by Ole. They want to pepper Hanchik as much as they can early on, but he was certainly up to the task, making that big diving save.
Hanchik will go long, and it's over the head of Danny Mazariegos.
Boy, Ole are certainly fueled by the hundreds and hundreds of fans that made the drive all the way from Grand Rapids here to Lansing. They couldn't have dreamed of a better start. 2-0. Aldoni Mendez out.
Marcos Real able to get it past Chris. Gomez with the turn, going back in the direction of the near side, but stolen by Chris. Now Matt Jackson tries to get up the floor, but can't. And Ole will have a kick in.
That was great double teaming there by Ole to force Jackson for the turnover.
Martinez. Marcos Real. Try to get inside to Gomez, won't go. 6:24 on the clock before we hit the locker rooms. Facciarocci goes back to Gomez. Martinez under pressure. Double from Shoreline will go off the shoulder of Chris Mendez, and Frankie Mendoza will restart it.
Mendoza just has these fantastic throws with every clearance. He knows exactly how to spin it, keep it low below the waist so that it's easier, especially for his pivots to control.
Nice step in from Mazariegos. The pass is off the mark though. Aaron Gomez looking for a chip to Facciarocci. He's got some wheels on him. And now a Shoreline opportunity. 2v2 transition, a shot saved by Mendoza. Jareth Alvarado commits the foul.
And that's number 6.
So Ole will have a second penalty. 10 meters away from goal number 3 and taking a 3-0, possible 3-0 halftime lead.
Shoreline are beyond thin ice at this moment. They need Hanchik to come up absolutely trumps here and make the stop.
Aaron Gomez had 2 of these against Lansing in the semifinal. He was 1 for 2. He went to both posts. Left post was a make, right post hit the post.
This man has averaged over a goal a game during the regular season. He is an absolute sniper from the spot.
And here he comes. Wow!
Could you place it better than that? I mean, we knew he was a sniper. He put it exactly where he wanted it. Brilliant stuff. And Ole are commanding with a 3-0 lead. Brilliant penalty. And we just saw a red card given to Alex Mendez. What just happened? Something after the play. Oh, we got to take another look at that. It's one thing to lose Aldoni Mendez, but to lose the top points getter in the entire league. He won the point scoring race in Alex Mendez. It would be mental. Looks like we caught it on replay. It'll be just a moment. Ole fans here loving it. Ole chants filling the arena. His hand on his head. And then he... What a ridiculous call! Wow, seems a little bit of a shove, but I think it was very much... It looked like it was walking towards, and Mendez gets his hand on the back of his head and then just kind of gives him a get out of here. I think it was pretty milked by Cesar Martinez there. And this is an instance where VSO can initiate a review of a possible violent conduct red card. And given the ramifications of what this red card would mean, this is a great call by the officials to oversee it and make sure that they get it right. So we're going to take a look. It was after the play. I think that angle just to the side of the screen is probably the only angle that the referees are going to see. And Martinez was kind of walking into Mendez out there. Mendez gets his hand up. And again, we talked about these loose arms and loose hands. And in futsal, you get penalized for it. We saw it already with Aldoni. And now, as we see the remaining Mendezes in the game, this will ultimately change the course of the match. To lose the top two scorers on your team. That was a quick one. These refs already know. And it is upheld. Unbelievable. We talked about how big the FCS championship was. We knew how intense this game was going to be. But have you ever dreamed, Jared, that we would see Alex Mendez and Aldoni Mendez ejected in the first 15 minutes of the first half? Wild. Definitely did not think that would be what we would see here tonight. No one had this on the bingo card, I assure you. And all Mendez can do is just smile and walk off. An incredible season. Finished first in the FCS with 24 points. Averaged 3 points a game. Absolutely wild numbers. So play restarts after that Ole goal. Azariegos goes down. And Aaron Gomez is going to get the yellow for kicking the ball away for the cards that we've seen. And we also saw Chris Mendez get a yellow for talking to the refs on the side as well. Yeah. That's probably the lightest caution that we've seen today. It's unbelievable. So it'll be the second foul for Ole. And someone needs to calm down the final Mendez, Chris. An integral player, especially at the back. Marcos Real, a toe poke, didn't miss by much there. And if you're Shoreline, I think you really have to do everything you can to get to the locker room without conceding another one. And here's the thing, because the red card was after the goal, they are down a player, and he wasn't on the bench. If he was on the bench, it would just been straight ejection. Oh, clutch save off the goal line.
Wow, so another power play opportunity for Ole. Shoreline are going to be suffering through this next couple of minutes. If they can make it to halftime with the score unchanged and regroup, I think that will be a win for them. Giveaway to Fataroti. Jai Real finds Cesar Alayo. Back to Real. Alayo. Real. Toe poke blocked. Now Gomez. Jair Real leaves it for Alayo. Fataroti back to Alayo to Real. Switch the point of attack to the far side. Shot collected. And he'll go for it.
Hey,
really
half decent.
Half decent, yeah, and nearly got the fans that were sitting behind the goal.
And you know the thing with these Ole supporters is that when something like that happens, they only get louder.
Alayo brings it up. Here's Jair Real. Nearly half of the goals this season for Shoreline have come from one of the two Mendez brothers. A lot will be asked of the players that this season have grown into a supporting role. Who will step up for Shoreline? Shot blocked. Diaz is in the middle trying to get it back on frame. It's going to bounce out to Jair Real. Not too much longer on the penalty kill here for Shoreline. Avia Gomez now poking it in, got it back from Diaz nearly. And now Shoreline have a 2v2. Cifuentes, Matt Jackson screaming to the back post. Good defense from Ole. Big touch from Jackson, can't control the pass.
That was a great play by Mazariegos, not only preventing Ole's fourth goal, but making the counter out there and almost providing an opportunity for Shoreline as they get to even strength again.
Mazariegos applying heavy pressure. Jair Real settles it. He's got Alayo on the other side of the floor calling for it, won't go that way. Wants to go 1v1. Now Alayo. To Villa Gomez. Looking for some space. He's already got one tonight. Ball inside is blocked by Jackson. Corner kick, Ole.
And that's going to give them slight little bit of confidence fighting off that power play that Ole couldn't capitalize on. And right now, they need all the wind they can get.
Shot from Alayo goes high and wide, and he'll retreat to the bench. Cesar Martinez enters the floor. Matt Jackson long diagonal. Finds Sheriff Alvarado. Now Mazariegos back to Alvarado. Trying to go inside, blocked by Real.
Interesting to see if Hancha gets involved as an extra attacker here.
He's no stranger to that. We've seen him many times flying up the floor as an attacker. Trying to split the defense. Can't is Mazariegos. 3v2 for Ole. Slide from Chris Mendez. Keeps that attack at bay.
Yeah, that was a risk going through two Ole defenders as they got caught on that 3v2 counter, but thanks to Mendez, they still alive.
Chris Mendez comes up with it. Diagonal finding Cifuentes. Left foot short. That's actually Brian Gomez, excuse me. On the floor for one of the first times tonight. Diagonal looking for Villa Gomez, and his shot will go wide.
Hancha almost running out of time.
They'll send it long. Timeout, Ole Futsal. 1:41 to go in the first half.
There's Cesar Alayo Guerrero. An unbelievable season. He's had 10 goals. Jared, you've watched him all year. What really makes him so special to this Ole side?
You know, this is a player that I think we have seen come to another level this year. He was certainly a talented player last year, but this year he really stands out. He's earned the captain's armband, leading by example to his teammates. He's been a part of calming them down in moments. But his output on the offensive side, putting the ball where it needs to go, making the runs off the ball. And in the semifinal, he was, I think, maybe the shot on goal leader for Ole.
He's got 3 tonight, and you know that ain't going to be the only tally he's putting up. He wants to make sure that he delivers the championship, and he wants to do it in style.
Reminder, this game is sponsored by Ally Marketing. If you're looking for a partner in the marketing space, check out allymarketing.us, the official marketing partner of the Futsal Champions Series. Ally Marketing, let's be friends. Let's see what Fabian Rodriguez has drawn up for this final 141. You know he's going to be strategic with his timeouts.
The most successful coach in the league.
What a touch from Aaron Gomez. Back post. Creates the chance for Marcos Real. You might as well give that goal to Aaron Gomez.
Aaron Gomez with an absolutely beautiful play, exploiting the left side of the pitch and setting up his man for probably the easiest goal of the year.
It's actually really good work too by Marcos Real. The ball was to his back foot. He had a lean for it.
It was great positioning.
But it was absolutely created by this touch here. And that's something that, if you're not familiar with futsal, it doesn't look very fancy. It doesn't look very, out there. But it was just such a deceptive move to let it go by. He had all that space.
I think everything really started off. It was a great save by Mendoza. Hanchett really wants to get on the score sheet.
Ole still pressing.
Yeah, that Rodriguez timeout really changed it. He knew what he wanted. And this fourth goal is an absolute dagger in the hearts of the Shoreline faithful.
No options for Hanchett. He'll just throw it away. Aaron Gomez has a goal and an assist tonight. The goal coming from that second penalty on their third goal. And the assist right there as Ole will be whistled for their third foul of the half.
And that foul trouble from Shoreline really has been the story of the game so far. Undisciplined play, 6 fouls. They fouled out with 10 minutes left in the first half. And losing their top 2 scorers. The lack of discipline in championship games will cost you every time, and it has cost Shoreline dearly.
53 seconds to go in the first half. Shoreline trying to stop the bleeding and get to the locker room. A nice touch from Cesar Alayo to escape the sliding Matt Jackson.
He almost posterized him.
Ole comfortable possession in the back. In no hurry. They look pretty comfortable. Content with this 4-0 advantage into the halftime break. A nice move from Jair Real. Down to 11 seconds to go, and Alayo is just gonna waste the rest of this clock out. And we'll go to the locker room. Ole 4, Shoreline City 0 in the Futsal Champions Series Final. A half full of drama, a couple of red cards, and some great play of futsal out there on the floor. They'll get the rest that they need. We'll come back in about 10 minutes for the second half. The Ally Marketing Halftime Show is next. You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
NMDP, and we're out here saving lives. Relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams. Like Mia's dream of finding a match and pressing play on life. Noah's dream of climbing the ladder. Or Zoe's dream of a tiny house and a giant dog. Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people, and the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people. And the donor we need could be you.
You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
We're NMDP, and we're out here saving lives. Relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams. Like Mia's dream of finding a match and pressing play on life. Noah's dream of climbing the ladder. Or Zoe's dream of a tiny house and a giant dog. Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people, and the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people. And the donor we need could be you.
You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
We're NMDP, and we're out here saving lives, relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams. Like Mia's dream of finding a match and pressing play on life. Noah's dream of climbing the ladder, or Zoe's dream of a tiny house and a giant dog. Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people, and the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Welcome to the Ally Marketing Halftime Show. Ally Marketing, let's be friends.
You have the advantage. What's the thought and message at the locker room time?
Two things. One is to balance our emotion, not get too excited, but also relax and move the ball, play with freedom, and just keep possession and do our thing. Try to move the ball as fast as pace the entire second half, tire them out, and just create mental mistakes off of that.
It was deadlocked at 0-0 for a lot of that first half. What made the difference later on that allowed you guys to go up 4-0?
I think it's just a matter of time. I think we're good possession. They had maybe one or two shots, but while we're keeping possession, creating some opportunities little by little. But I think the big part with us is, again, just moving the ball, being patient, it's going to come.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
That would have ruined everything.
All right, we got more Ally Marketing Halftime Show coming up right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people. And the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space.
Welcome to the Ally Marketing Halftime Show. Ally Marketing, let's be friends.
Welcome back to the Lansing City Arena. We're at the half. Shoreline City down 0-4 against Ole in this Futsal Champions Series Final. Coach Cody Harold, Shoreline coach. It was deadlocked 0-0 for a lot of the game. What made the difference for Ole to come out on top in that first half?
Yeah, I just think they did a really good job of just kind of sticking to their game plan. We got a little out of ours and kind of got caught up in some mental battle things that didn't go our way. I thought there was some I think the officials have done a great job, but there's definitely a couple of those calls where it's like, if he goes that way or this way with it, some 50-50 calls that catered in their favor, but the refs are doing a great job. Just kind of one of those things where we got to do a little bit better of like, if it doesn't go our way on a 50-50 call, we got to go next play. So we just lost a few of those little mental battles, but we've got the skill to get back into it. We could definitely score 4 or 5 goals in a half. We could definitely keep a team off the scoreboard for a half. It's not just about like, hey, win or lose. It's the last 20 minutes of the season no matter what, so we just got to play a little more freely.
Yeah, last 20 minutes, great way to put it. That's all that stands between these two teams and the championship trophy. Were there any other things that you guys talked about, or the attitude coming out of the locker room for the second half?
Yeah, I mean, treat the new half like a new game. All right, focus on winning the half first, and then wherever the score line lays in that, when there's like 5-6 minutes left, that will adjust how our game plan goes from there. But right now, in those first like 15 minutes, just try to win the half, win the 15 minutes, and then whatever that score line looks like for the bottom 5, that determines what our game plan will be from there. But I just told the guys to just stay true to themselves. We got to chase a little bit more. We're going to press a little bit more in this half. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Awesome. Thanks so much for your time, Coach. All right, this concludes the Ally Marketing Halftime Show. We'll be back for the second half kick right after this.
We're NMDP, and we're out here saving lives, relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams. Like Mia's dream of finding a match and pressing play on life, Noah's dream of climbing the ladder, or Zoe's dream of a tiny house and a giant dog. Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people, and the donor we need could be you.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of the Futsal Champions Series Final. Ole on top 4-0 in a very tight one. Started in the first half. It wasn't until near the end of that half where Ole were able to pull away. We heard from both coaches at halftime what their attitude is like, and we'll see what the next 20 minutes decides. Chris, it's going to decide who lifts the trophy at the end of the night.
It is an absolutely Everest-level task for Shoreline to come back down 4-0 without their top 2 scorers. Alex Mendez and Aldoni Mendez make up 47% of all the goals Shoreline scored this season. It's a monumental loss, but they are a strong team with heavy tenacity. We'll see what they can do here.
You mentioned about the absence of Alex and Aldoni after the red cards in the first half. Don't forget, Ole are also without 2 players because of red cards in the previous match. Daniel De Leon and Pablo Real both with red cards on that game suspension. So they are also without some of their players.
And they seem to be doing quite fine with that 4-0 lead without him. And if Shoreline can stay out of foul trouble, that was the absolute biggest error, was their composure in the first half. It cost them dearly. If they can calm it down, get an early goal, build that momentum, then they have a case to take on Ole.
Goalkeeper change for Ole. Andres Montes in net for them. And their neon yellow goalkeeper. I think I called it neon green earlier. I got to make up my mind. Is it green or yellow? I don't know, but it's bright.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going with the green. I'm going with the green. You lean yellow, I'll lean green. We'll get somewhere in the middle. I love it. And then that face mask.
Yeah, that was actually a game here, the very first game of the season against Lansing City, a 6-4 victory. One of the goals for Lansing, a collision. He broke his nose, so he's been wearing that mask all year. As that one went out of play, Hanchip could not take another touch. So now off the corner. And I think this is going to be the big challenge for Shoreline this half, Chris, is when Ole has a lead, especially when they have the cushion that a 4-goal lead brings, is they're very comfortable and they're very patient. They'll draw you out as much as they have to. And this one, Wow, Danny Diaz nearly got the deflection in the back of the net.
It seemed to hit the chest of Matt Jackson out there and prevent from going in.
Another big question of this half is who steps up for Shoreline. And I believe that is a second touch for Aiden Hanchett. Nothing he could do. And that ball was sent all the way back. We're going to need another one. So if you're unfamiliar with futsal, the goalkeeper is only allowed one touch on the defending half in a possession. And if he receives it a second time, it's called a second touch, and it results in an indirect free kick at the very top of the penalty arc.
Referee Nick Vallenas going to give the required 5 meters here. Shoreline going to make that wall and try to prevent it, but make sure you watch out for Ole's number 4.
Quick touches there, follow-up from Alayo, and Shoreline keep him out. It just takes one at a time to get back in the match. A lot of game left to play. You heard from Coach Cody Harrell that they're going to be taking more chances, pressing up higher, because that's their only choice. As Johan Vasquez sends this one wide.
And that was just brilliant work by Jair Real to get along that sideline. He has just such quick feet and the ability to drag the ball in open space. Absolutely incredible.
Montez was calling off his defenders, and the ball really didn't have enough pace to make it to him. So it ends up in essentially being a corner for Shoreline. Mazariegos double teamed right away, but it will stay in their possession. Shimosi Fuentes. Matt Jackson now cuts inside, split into defense, finds Chris. Chris will turn it around. Cifuentes switching the point of attack. Gets it back. Nearly 3 minutes gone in the second half. Martinez gets a poke on it, stays with possession for Shoreline. Battle for it, out of bounds, last touched by Ole. Chris Mendez chipped down the line. Ole's looking to get it right back from Mazariegos. He would have been in, possibly on goal. As Matt Jackson wins this one for Shoreline. Pace of play has slowed here at the beginning of the second half as Jackson has a chance. Some space inside for a shot, will go wide of the post.
And I mean, in one aspect, you got to commend Jackson for taking the shot, but you see the frustration on Danny Mazariego's face that he didn't get that pass to blast it.
High press for Shoreline. They're doubling. Villagomez in the corner. He thought it's his ball. It won't be. That's actually Marcos Real. Excuse me. Ball taken over by Villagomez. He'll slow it down. Ole in no hurry. Martinez space in the middle, and save from Hanchett, doesn't seem bothered.
Yeah, it takes a lot to beat a goalie of this caliber, and he just comes out and covers the angle so wide that it's almost seemingly impossible to find an open spot to do it. Anytime they get handed, it's usually down low.
Villagomez with a chance, a couple meters outside the arc.
Matt Jackson knows how to use those wide shoulders and those long legs to prevent Ole from penetrating deep and taking more shots on Hanchett.
This one cleared away out into the Ole bench. TJ Fataroti will put it into play. One of those players that is quick like lightning on the floor at times. But this guy right here, Gabe Villagomez, he's got another gear that he goes into sometimes when he's got the ball.
I want to know what they are feeding at the Real House with both Jair and Marcos being able to just explode the way they do on the wings. It's incredible. Brilliant athleticism.
Martinez finds Marcos, 3 out. Back to Cesar Martinez. Villagomez in the middle. Space. He found the near post across his body for his second goal of the night. 5-0 Ole.
Well, he has smelled blood and he has gone for it. A brilliant cut. Confident, and like we said, the only way you're beating Hanchett is if you're shooting hard and low, and that's exactly what Villagomez did, and that is a pivotal goal. 5-0 now. Ole in the driver's seat on cruise control in top gear.
15 minutes to play. Shoreline needs something. Brandon Gomez on the floor, along with Brian. Yellow card for Cesar Alayo. Two goals on 5 shots tonight for Villagomez. Now here comes Shoreline. Chris Mendez getting a pick, looking for the diagonal, not there. Ole on the break. 3v1. Hanchett comes up big, not out of it yet.
That was an absolutely clutch save by Hanchett.
Jair playing with it, now goes back to Vasquez. Ole under heavy pressure from Shoreline. A nice ball to release for Cesar Alayo. Hanchett thought about joining the attack, but won't. That ball's out of play, last touch by Ole. And their whole bench couldn't believe it. And he's gonna correct the mistake. Ole ball. Jair, Real, Danny Diaz, Cesar Alayo, Johan Vasquez. The starting 4 for Ole on the floor. 1v1 for Jair. Looking for a 1-2, wasn't there, out of play. It is Ole ball. Vasquez steps over it. Alayo goes backwards. Ball to the Peebles spot. Chris steps up. Won it for a moment. Now back to the possession of Ole.
There's great anticipation there by Mendez.
Jair, have a go. Blocked at his foot by Brandon Gomez. Cesar Alayo bumped off the ball. Not going to receive a foul. Number 22, Jareth Alvarado. One who provided the pressure. That could be a costly giveaway. 3v2. Martinez finds Marcos Real, save from Hanchett. And he'll scoop it up on the deflection.
Yeah, it was good. It didn't look like he actually got to see the full version of that shot, but was able to make sure he got down low to it and make sure that it did not go through his legs. And Hanchett really has made some saves tonight that, frankly, this scoreline could be 7 or 8-0 now for Ole.
16 saves for Hanchett tonight. Ole have a total of 7, and Montez is yet to be challenged in this half.
It just says a lot about Rodriguez's confidence in his players, both at the men's championship and the women's out there. He had Lake and Sarnicola, and now here at halftime, bringing in Montez after Mendoza with a shutout performance in the first half.
Marcos Real is going to get a pick from Aaron Gomez. Ball to the other side of the floor. Dave Villagomez now. Faced up by Brandon Gomez. Ball in. It was an excellent pass. Aaron Gomez, first time on the connection with Villagomez.
Just an absolutely beautiful pass that was crisp and on the money. Villagomez knew what he was doing, luring the players in, knew what he was going to do in advance, saw him wide open, drew him.
And no one picked him up. I think there was a miscommunication there. I think it was Marcos Real who was working in that penalty area. Kind of caused some confusion. 6 up on the board for the Grand Rapids Red. Trying to go back-to-back. Undefeated seasons and championships. This one from Villagomez gets a reaction from the crowd.
Speaking of reaction, how quick was that hand-eye coordination by Hanchett to deflect that out? That looked like a sure lucky number 7.
Giveaway. Could this be life for Shoreline? Save from Montez. It's his first of the game, entering in the second half here, but it was a big one.
And the frustration is absolutely flush all over the faces of Shoreline right now.
Whistle here going against Ole. I think is this the first? This is the first foul of the half, Chris.
Compared to what we saw in the first half, it's unbelievable. Shoreline fouled out in the first 10 minutes of the opening half, and they were penalized heavily for it. And clearly, that halftime chat involved a real talk about discipline and making sure that they didn't get into foul trouble. But now down by 6, I mean, they're going to need to get their first goal soon if they can penetrate the trusty Montez.
Chris Mendez will take it. Going for goal right into the wall.
You saw a little bit of chirping from Cesar Martinez against Mendez.
Nice touch inside from Alvarado. Shot blocked at his foot. Jackson will have a go, and he just mishits it.
This has probably been the best minute and a half that Shoreline have played.
.45 to go, 6-0 Ole. Shoreline need a spark. Shoreline City want a yellow, and they'll get one for Cesar Martinez. We said this in the first half. For some of the reds and yellows we saw early in the game, we've seen some also very just silly decisions by players to pick up yellows when it's totally unnecessary.
Absolutely spot on. I mean, you're in the championship match. You got to give everything on the court, not just in terms of your physical and mental process, but you got to be calm. You got to make sure that you're focused, not chirping to the refs, not talking trash over to your opponents, because they'll hear it and they'll card you every time. And we've seen them get penalized in the most absolutely punitive of ways this evening, and it's really cost Shoreline. In this case, Martinez needs to keep his cool.
Oh, here's an opportunity for Ole. They're going to play on. This is going to be an accumulated foul. Might be a yellow. As I think it was Villa Gomez who was pretty clearly held right outside the penalty area.
The rolling accumulative is given a Shoreline there.
So one apiece for fouls in this half. Ball into Brandon Gomez, working with Jareth Alvarado on the sideline, looking for Matt Jackson. Going to bring it down, Alvarado. Gomez, a great try here. Shoreline City breakthrough. What a buildup. It was Alvarado and Brandon Gomez combining tic-tac back of the net.
That was a great play out here, a beautiful back roll, and making no mistake about it with the left-footed shot. That's exactly what they need. 6-1 with 9:37 left. There's plenty of time to do it, but my goodness, this Ole side is exceptionally difficult. No one has beat them in 27 games, and this would be a miracle if Shoreline could come back.
A giveaway right out of the gate. Ole now with possession. Shoreline won a handball, they're not going to get one. Shot here from Alvarado. Goes wide, and that was a really good opportunity.
If they could have scored that second right off the top and bring the deficit down to 4, you know they can be sniffing. And that's it. The one thing about the Shoreline team, regardless of the discipline issues they have, they just have no quit in them.
Jair Real toe poke. Out of bounds, last touch by him. You can feel a little bit of life and a little bit of energy coming back for Shoreline here. Can they take advantage of it? I feel like they absolutely have to. Mazariegos, Cifuentes back on the floor, along with Brian Gomez. He has it here. Oh, nearly given away there. Mazariegos saved a 2v1 the other way. Jair Real beats one, gets it inside, can't connect with Danny Diaz. That's one thing we haven't seen yet today is a back post goal from Danny Diaz. He's had one in just about every match this year.
Jair Real with an absolutely sensational move to get it across. Had he been able to connect and land that goal, that would have been absolutely spectacular stuff. And frankly, could have been the final nail in the coffin for Shoreline.
This one will be called against Ole with a handball. And Jackson will receive a yellow.
Clearly said something to the official he did not like and has 4 seconds to go. And he was about a millisecond away from getting called on the turnover there for the 4-second infraction. You can see off camera the two big men inside Shoreline territory, really just jawing at each other.
Shoreline will be called for the foul. Number 18, Chumo Cifuentes. He can't believe it.
Cifuentes is beside himself that he got called on that.
Shoreline on the press. Nearly had a chance there, but now Ole. Out of play. Last touched by Shoreline. 2 fouls apiece here. And another yellow.
Shoreline have just lost the plot when it comes over to talking. I mean, you're down by 5 goals here in the championship. You got to do everything you can to get back into this, and instead, they've just gotten cards in the last minute.
Villa Gomez, a try, will send it wide.
It was a solid effort by the young player to try and beat Hanchett in the top corner.
Gareth Alvarado taking on Martinez. Diaz providing backup and keeps it. Now leading the attack, 3v2. Villa Gomez looking back post. Fatsarotti was waiting, but it never got to him. Martinez, a nice roll with a shot, and it's blocked by Chris Mendez. Nice ball from the Fatsarotti looking for Villa Gomez. He's taken out by Mazariegos, and that's going to be his second yellow. And I think, Chris, that's exactly why you can't afford the yellows that come from things outside of the play of the game.
All you can say is, wow. Another ejection, and this time to Danny Mazariegos, who's been great for Shoreline. He has worked hard. His ethic is absolutely unquestioned. And now, you see them go a man down. 6:28 on the clock. They're down by 5. Shoreline just disciplined, killing them in the championship game when it matters the most, when they felt that they could absolutely take out Ole and crack that nut, but just absolutely collapsing here due to discipline issues. Unreal.
So for the third time tonight, Shoreline will be down a man. Cesar Martinez stands over it. That is the third Shoreline foul of the half. Gomez for Martinez. Play broken up. And Ole retreat. No one home for Shoreline. Fatsarotti left to himself. He wins it back. Tries to go near post on Hanchett, won't happen. Six minutes to go. Ole settle into a one-man advantage. Gomez, Fatsarotti, Villa Gomez, Martinez. Ball inside, Martinez got a touch but couldn't get all of it. For Shoreline, it's Alvarado, Chris Mendez, and Jackson, the 3 on the floor. And Gomez will take a shot, and he nearly sniped that back post. Villa Gomez will snipe the back post, smokes it by Aiden Hanchett. And Ole have reached 7. The scoreboard says 1-7 here in the arena. And I believe that is the third goal of the night for Ole, 1-7.
And there's only so much the goalkeeper can do. Aiden Hanchett made 3 critical saves within the last minute and a half, but time catches up as the opportunities go on, and he was just buried. A great finish out by Ole. And this 7-1 scoreline with just slightly over 5 minutes left, Jared, really, the game is no longer in question, but it is a matter now of by how much.
And the fans are starting to celebrate. And an off-the-ball foul here against Brandon Gomez. Look at that stat line from Gabe Villa-Gomez, unreal.
5 points in the championship game, including the hat trick. You cannot ask for any more than that.
Elia receives a pick from Diaz. And his pass deflected out all the way over the end line, and Montez will get it going again. Chris, Andres Montez, one save so far today, and he's had 15 minutes of play here.
You know, it seemed that Shoreline had a couple opportunities in this half. I mean, they got the one goal, but realistically, it's just been great defensive, exceptional countering by Ole, just taking advantage of all the disciplinary issues that Shoreline have had and capitalizing on their mistakes.
Ball out of play, both teams think it's theirs, and the official will make the call for Ole. Cesar Lyle gets things going. Montez provided an option, he'll get it. Goes up the line. Danny Diaz poked it down the line, kept it in. Looking across to Jair Real. Brandon Gomez was waiting. Alvarado now not on the same page with Brian Gomez.
You know, and even though they're up 7-1, Ole just refused to take their foot off of the pedal. We saw Diaz running as if his life depended on it just to keep the ball here on the sideline. He wants to make sure he contributes and really just puts the extra sugar and icing on the top of this cake.
So through the course of the play, there was another foul for Shoreline, so that is their 5th. And now Andres Montes getting involved in the attack.
If you have ambitions of winning the championship, you cannot be fouling out in both halves, especially against a team with the prowess offensively and defensively that Ole possess.
And now Ole just possessing the ball right here. Comfortable to make Shoreline step up and give them an opportunity. Montez inside. Back to Vasquez. Kind of playing with 2 pivots here almost is how it feels.
Well, they see Montez kind of circling around the goal area, and at the same time, they got Daniel Diaz, the man with the long legs.
Now a double for Jair Real, almost got out of it, and Chris Met. Ole here in the final minutes of the final. Head by a score of 7-1. Just need to get the
and now they're
final
just looking
seconds.
to exploit all the space, bringing Montez out on the side.
And a shot here will go wide.
Finally getting to see some minutes from Nestor Bravo, along with Rodriguez getting some minutes here in the final.
Less than a minute to go now, and Fattaroti tries to follow up twice. It's not there. Hanchett goes long. And that's going to be out of play.
Well, and it's time to bring the champagne out of the fridge. Ole just moments away from their second title. I mean, an unbelievable performance tonight, capitalizing on so many of the mistakes that Shoreline made and really putting the energy into another title run. Fabian Rodriguez and his entire team, remarkable stuff from the red and black. Finally getting his action.
Action right around the front of goal. Won't go anywhere. Hanchett across half. Looking for an opportunity in the final 5 seconds. This one's going to roll out as the final second ticks off the clock. Ladies and gentlemen, it is all over here in Lansing City Arena. Ole 7, Shoreline City 1. What a match, Chris, that we saw here tonight for the championship.
I mean, we had a fantastic day in general at the FCS. We had all the FCS future championships. The women's championship was absolutely phenomenal. A beautiful selling point for the women's game. And what else can you say but Ole, Ole, Ole. Incredible stuff en route to their second consecutive championship in such dominant fashion.
And the fans begin the celebration with their players. It was a very competitive match, and Ole pulled away with it. Too much to overcome for Shoreline City as they lost both Alex and Aldoni Mendez in the first half to red cards. And coming up very soon, this trophy right here in front of us will be hoisted by Ole Futsal for the second year in a row, Chris, after completing their second undefeated season. And this time, there's no blemishes, no ties, perfection, and they've won 28 in a row.
How dominant was this performance today? I mean, we knew this team is really dominant, but coming in, not only just bringing the smoke right off the top, but keeping their cool, keeping composed, and making sure they took very good advantage of everything Shoreline did wrong, and they did a lot wrong, especially in that first half. But when you have the team of the capabilities that Ole have and the very great mind of Fabian Rodriguez leading you, it's March 28th today, and 28 consecutive wins for Ole. This team is a dynasty. They've proven it, and with a 7-1 emphatic win in championship fashion, you have to tip your hat to the team in Grand Rapids.
And if you're Shoreline City, you definitely feel like there was more that could have happened. You lost two of your most important players in the first half. You know they're going to be hungry next year to get back at it.
No question. I mean, what killed them today single-handedly was discipline across the board. I mean, the one stat I'm looking at, 3 ejections from the game, and those 3 make up 68% of their entire goal output. It's absolutely wild to lose that, and you can't suffer those lapses against the likes of Ole. They're just too good to stop in those circumstances.
So Ole come out with the victory. They're going to hoist this trophy in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere.
NMDP, and we're out here saving lives, relentlessly seeking donors so patients can live their dreams. Like Mia's dream of finding a match.
All right, welcome back, guys, to the Futsal Champions Series finale for the men's division. Your two-time champions, Ole Futsal Club. Let's hear it for Ole. The perfect season's been accomplished, and with that, I want to present the trophy to the coach, Pregame Rodriguez, to present to his team. And let's hear it one more time for Ole Futsal Club.
All right, Captain Cesar Alayo, you guys just went back-to-back, and if undefeated wasn't enough, you guys had no blemish on the record this year. That was your 28th consecutive win. What can you tell me about this group of guys and what you guys have accomplished?
Like we talked before the game, history. Like how Jair said, domination is, like, we don't just want to win, we want to dominate. And, these group of guys, we've been together for like 3 or 4 years, and like our coach said that you guys think that this is like a routine. This is just the peak, the start of everything. Like, we're just only going to get better and better, and that's the scary part playing with these guys.
Are these the 2 trophies from this year, or that was last year?
So, I didn't want to be too overconfident, right? But we brought the trophies from before. Johan was supposed to bring the last year one. That was the 2-1.
Oh.
In the summer, and this one. And we brought the Calder Cup too, because why not? 4 trophies in 2 years, and that says a lot for this team.
Awesome. Well, you guys had a great performance, a 6-goal victory. Man, I hope you guys enjoy it.
Thank you very much, and like we talked before, I love what you guys are doing for the sport of futsal. It's only going to get better and better, and I think this final showed that Grand Rapids is the mecca of futsal, and I hope that's what we keep representing going on forward.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time, man. Where's Gabe Villagomez at? We got to talk to this man. You can't. Can I? Oh, yeah. Andres Montes. Hey, I tried to talk to this guy. He wouldn't let me. This man, it was a hat trick and 2 assists, I think? Oh, my goodness. What can you tell me about, you guys, it was deadlocked for a long time. You end up coming out victorious 7-1. What does this say about this team and where you guys have come 28 wins in a row?
I mean, it goes and talks about our play style. Right? Coming dominant. Simply every game we go in there, we dominate. We don't give a second. We don't give space. And there's nothing new. It's just another game for us. Come out here to win and do what we do. Play our style.
Does this make you excited for what's to come?
Oh, yeah. We're only just getting started. This is the most craziest thing about this team. We're only just breaking our feet. And, I'm excited to see what we have for the future.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time, Andres. Yeah. Well, Ole Futsal Club victorious once again, back-to-back champions, 2025 and 2026. That's going to wrap up the broadcast and this season. Congratulations once again to Ole Futsal. Going undefeated the perfect season, 28 wins in a row. Thanks so much for tuning in to the FCS this year. I'm Jared Kloppo on behalf of all the broadcast team all year long. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys next year. Good night.
Together, we have the power to cure blood disorders like leukemia and sickle cell disease. But we need more donors, people. And the donor we need could be you.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.